Hi, and welcome to Organizational Leadership 4690. This is a PowerPoint with voice meant to help you get ready for your future planning essay. This is one of the major assignments in the capstone course. Remember that when you're doing work on future planning, you'll need to think about which theoretical approach from organizational leadership works the best for expressing how you're going to approach your future goals and what you're going to end up doing towards your future goals. So the first thing that I would do is pick a theoretical approach that works from the organizational leadership literature. I would tend to pick Korthagen and Vasalos' onion model because it's a good way of breaking down exactly what your goals are, what your mission will be, and how you will end up having to interact with other people and with your environment as you go through the process of searching out your goals. When you're talking about doing an essay using this model, remember that you can also think about it in terms of approaching a self-authoring mind status. So when you're looking at how to do your planning for your future planning essay, make sure that you're basing your outline on that theoretical approach that you've chosen. Make sure that you're citing specific information that you've researched about your future plans and your career goals. Make sure that you've looked into your future career path, the ideal job that you'd like to be in a couple of years after you've gotten your organizational leadership degree. And make sure that you're citing your theoretical structure carefully. You want to still have that works cited or references page at the end of your paper. So here's just a recap of that Korthagen and Vasalos model that I think would be good to use in structuring this essay. First of all, make sure that you discuss what your future goal is. Make sure that you're explaining what it is that you are hoping you will do. This is like the middle of the Korthagen and Vasalos onion model, the mission. Second, make sure that you're talking a bit about your qualities, your weaknesses, your strengths, being very honest about your own self-understanding, because part of the reflective learning model in organizational leadership is about building a really good self-understanding about what you can do, what you need to be able to do. Then look into your priorities. Make sure that you're being really clear about your beliefs and the kinds of things that you see as being important priorities in your life. Next, number 4, what you can do. The skills that you have, the competencies that you now already have. Taking a good skills assessment about yourself. What kinds of things you are good at, what kinds of things you can bring to the table when you are approaching a future position, a future job. Then make sure that you tell us about any habits or distractions that you may end up having. A lot of people may talk about different situations where they would procrastinate. Some people might talk about the kinds of habits that they have when they're interacting with other people that may or may not encourage positive interactions with a future employer. Think about the healthy habits that you need to develop as you go through the process of planning your future, because cultivating the right habits will end up influencing how you are successful in your future plans. Finally, number 6, make sure that you're telling us about your situation. Take stock of your context. Take stock of the people, the environment, the situations that you end up having to deal with on a regular basis, and how those will relate to your ability to do certain kinds of work. Now, so when you're looking at this idea of those different sections of the paper, make sure that you've included a careful analysis of all 6 of those, and that you're referring back to the Korthagen and Vasalos onion model as you describe them. This is very personal, this is very autobiographical, and it also should be something that you can use as a way of preparing for future job interviews. So it's good to be able to go through that process of reflection before someone asks you about it in a job interview situation where you will end up sort of being on the spot. Here's another way that you could potentially organize this kind of an essay. Do you remember the Keegan and Leahy 3-step model where we develop more complexity over time and we transition from being a socialized mind, the sort of follower in a work situation, to a self-authoring mind, and then finally to a self-transforming mind? This 3-part model could be used to organize your paper too. In terms of the different levels of the process, you want to do a lot of autobiographical reflection and writing on your own beliefs, your values, and perhaps your biases from your past experiences. If you have a section of the paper that's very self-aware in that sense, you'll be able to report accurately what kinds of skills you have, what kinds of habits you have, and it can be both positive and negative. It's about being honest. And then in the next section, The self-authoring mind section, make sure that you're talking about the different value systems that you've now been exposed to as you've prepared your work in the organizational leadership major. The different value systems that you've found about, the different schools of thought that you have found about, how there are different theories of leadership that your past experience related to and that your future plans will relate to. Make sure that you're aware of how those different approaches can relate to your future achievement and can end up helping you in the context of trying to develop your career. Finally, the third step, the self-transforming mind. Talk about how you've cultivated an ability to adapt to different approaches, to different work situations, to different theories. Talk about how you would be able to respond on the job in a way that is more healthful, more informed than it would have been in the past. Those are the kinds of things that you could do to shape your future planning essay. I hope that helps. Take care. Bye-bye.